I welcome you to second part of my video lecture here regarding the calibration of experiment, and I am helped by my colleague Professor Tushar Hawal, and I do have 3 or 4 students here from fast track batch. So I'll be continuing with my previous part regarding calibration of linearly variable differential transducer. Okay. So far what I have covered, the things that I have covered is the construction of a LVDT, the range of LVDT, and the standard input that we are using. In case we have 2 LVDTs, as I said. For exam purpose, we can say this is the one LVDT that we are going to use. This one we may not. It can be taken as a reference for your understanding purpose. Okay. This is the thimble I was referring to. This is the thimble which moves in and out, and you have got 3 cores here. Okay, all that is fine. Now let us get going with actual conduct, and I was also referring to what should be the conclusion. I will again come to the conclusion part once I conduct the experiment. I request you all to note down the readings, please. You can note down here, one of you. Okay, please note the reading. Oh, we will start from the beginning. Let me tell you what are the settings that we need to do. Before we conduct the experiment, we need to go for the initial setup. Initial setup is that we need to make, we need to fix the dial gauge. We need to make dial gauge a value 0, 0. Okay. How to do that is, can you observe here? This can be rotated, so we can fix this 0. And one can observe there are 10 graduations here, right? This is a scale 1, 2, 3, 4. Each one of them represent 1 mm movement of the spindle. This is the spindle, dial gauge spindle, small spindle. When I give the input here, this is the input. One can observe each revolution of the dial gauge represents 1 mm movement by the core. There is a core here. The core is this core. This is the core which moves into this, into the LVDT, and here is the movement of the dial gauge. And each movement of the dial gauge indicates 1 mm, as can be seen now here. Can you see? Just observe. So this is 0, and now it is 1 mm. If I move it further, one more revolution, 2 mm. Likewise, if you rotate 3 mm, 9 revolutions will complete. 9 revolutions will complete 9 mm. Now let us have a look. This is 8 mm. 0, once it 0 coincides, it is 8 mm. Then this is 9 mm. So this is the maximum that we can measure using this. And after that is over. The LVDT is reaching its end point. Okay. So we have a range from 0 to 10 mm, out of which we give a input of 1 mm each. Let me come back to 0, 0 here. Let me showcase, let me bring it back to 0. This is initial adjustment. The 0 of LVDT is set with 0 of dial gauge. Now, one more adjustment we need to make here. Please note, there is a fine adjustment. If you observe, one is coarse adjustment, another is fine adjustment. Sorry, here. Okay. We can make a coarse and the fine adjustment. Initially, when we are setting the dial gauge for 0, we need to fix this number. We need to fix the LVDT for 0. As of now, it is 0.2, 0.02 mm minus. Let us make it 0. Okay. A small fluctuation is allowed. That is due to electrical fluctuation and the leakage that we see. 0.08 is also allowed. Don't worry about it. We will try to fix it to 0. Okay. This much is accepted. Now, what are the settings, initial settings that we have done? We have pulled out the LVDT to its maximum range outside. Next, we have made the LVDT dial gauge indicator set at 0. If there is any deviation, we can change the scale here. We can rotate the scale and make 0 coincide with the 0 of the needle. Can you see this? So now this is 0. 0 is set. And as can be observed, the main scale here inside, it is showing 0, that is 0th division. This smaller needle is coinciding with 0th division with this initial setup, and this is also made 0. Let me make it again 0. Now with this background, now the instrumentation is set for conducting the experiment. Experiment is being conducted. Let us make the tabulation here. This is serial number, this is serial number, this is LVDT, this is micrometer input, micrometer reading, and this is LVDT reading, LVDT reading, and then error. Last part is error. Error. Okay. So these are the 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. If you observe the manual, okay, just a minute. Here is the manual. Can you see here, please? One is micrometer reading. Next is corrected micrometer reading, or it is LVDT reading. LVDT reading is here. Then the error. Don't worry about this part. Only this much is sufficient. Micrometer reading, LVDT reading, and error. Okay. Let us conduct the experiment now. With this background, serial number is 1. Micrometer. Let us give 1 mm input using the LVDT. And how to know whether we have given 1 mm LVDT reading or not? Let us use the micrometer. Dial gauge. So one entire rotation of the dial gauge means that we have given an input of 1 mm. So 1 mm input has been given to the LVDT. But this is standard input, because we know, we are very sure our dial gauge is correct. We have given 1 mm. I am not sure whether LVDT has measured 1 mm or not. Now let us look at this. LVDT shows 0.99 mm. So this is all, you can say mm. This is also in mm. So this is 1.00 we have given. Okay. But LVDT is showing 0.99 mm. Here the error is 0.01 mm. Next, second one. Let us give, please note the reading, 1 mm. Now we are giving one more rotation, gradual rotation. Again, when the needle coincides with 0, and you can also see the smaller needle going ahead with, it is reaching second part, second number. There are 8 or 9 graduations here, and the 10th one is again 0. Okay. So now 2 mm, I know I have given 2 mm reading, but LVDT is showing 1.96 mm. 1.96 mm. So that means the error is 0.04 mm. Okay. Next, let us give the reading, and you can give even 1.5 to 2.5. Not necessary that we have to give in one step of 1 mm. For convenience sake, I have measured it as 1 mm. So now next step is to give 1 mm, one additional mm input. So this is 3, and smaller indicator is showing 3 mm here. Okay, this is also showing 3, and the bigger needle is coinciding with 0, 0. Okay. And now this is reading number 3. This is 3 mm. Okay, and the value shown by the LVDT is 2.94 mm. 2.94. So that means this is 0.06 mm. Okay. Next, 4 mm. One more rotation. 0 is coinciding with 0 here, needle is coinciding with 0. 4 mm, even the number 4 is coinciding with the smaller needle right at the center here. Here, this is the one. Here you can see 4 mm, 4 number. This is coinciding with 4. Okay. Next. So fourth reading is 4 mm, and LVDT reading is 3.91. 3.91 mm. So the difference here is 0.09 mm. Okay. Now, similarly, we need to conduct the experiment, because I need to cut short the video. Otherwise, conducting the experiment, the length of the video becomes more. Similarly, you can note down these readings, 1, 2, 3, 4 readings. Next comes, what is the graph that we need to plot? Graph is relatively simple. X-axis, Y-axis. Okay. This is micrometer reading. Okay. micrometer. This is LVDT reading, y-axis, LVDT reading. When there is no input, 0, 0. So the value is output of LVDT is 0. Next 1 mm, 2 mm, 3, 4 we have done. Similarly 1, 2, 3, 4, right up till 10 mm you can go. Next you will have a graph almost straight line. See, for 1 mm you have 0.999. So for 2 mm you have 0.96 mm. Then for 3 mm you have something around 2.94. So it's almost like a straight line. Almost like a straight line. And when you go in the negative direction, you will get another graph V shape this way. -1 mm, -1, -2, -3. You will also get the readings, LVDT reading as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that also could be plotted. So effectively you are getting a graph of V shape. Let me show you the graph, the way in which you get. It will be like this. Okay, this is the graph and this will be normally 45 degrees. What does it mean is, LVDT has got better sensitivity, input output calibration can be done, and more or less the input and the output are almost the same, no much of a difference. Whatever is the difference, and once you cross certain value, LVDT behaves non-linearly. That is another problem. See, up to certain range, LVDT gives you the right answer or calibrated answers. Beyond that, it cannot be used. So our LVDT range here is 19 mm to -19 mm. We can use it for precise measurement systems. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, last part is conclusion. As can be observed from the graph, the conclusion has to have, one is calibration of the LVDT was done. LVDT was done. Next, second, the standard input used was dial gauge, second part. Third, the maximum error, please find out from these readings. Here, the maximum error was, see here, 0.09 mm. I don't know, I have not conducted, but for the time being at least, it is maximum. In your readings tables, you have to identify the maximum error, you have to identify the minimum error. Minimum could be somewhere 0, you never know. If the error is, see for pressure gauge, our pressure gauge is more or less, the error is very less, or sometimes it is 0, sometimes we have found it to be 0. What does it mean? Instrument is behaving perfectly. Okay, sorry. In this case, so second or the third of the conclusion is the maximum error that was found out to be so much. Next, one more observation is to be made from the graph. Graph indicates a linear relation between input to output. See here. Linear relation between input to output. What does it mean? Input is proportional to the output and the variation is very less variation. Maximum variation was plus 0.9 mm or maybe less, I don't know. Once we conduct, the experiment will come to know. So this completes our calibration of LVDT experiment. A quick recap, what was being done. One is LVDT full form, linearly variable differential transformer. Second, experiment aim is to see that we calibrate the given LVDT using standard standard input from the dial gauge or from micrometer. In our lab, we are conducting this experiment wherein we are using micrometer as the standard input. Next, output is indicated by the LVDT output here, LVDT indicator, output indicator, as can be seen, digital indicator we have. Next, we discussed about the initial, what is the theory we have discussed. Next, initial setup, that is, we set up a zero value of the LVDT to the zero value of, coinciding with the zero value of the dial gauge. And then we have made some initial adjustments for the LVDT reading. Small variation is acceptable, but see that you reset it to 0.00 mm. Next, let us also understand about the least count, the range, and specification of the instruments that we have. So all this were done. Having said all this, then we conducted the experiment. Way to conduct the experiment, even in this case, you can give in the range of 0.01 mm, 0.1 mm, 0.2 mm, whatever is your steps that you choose. 0.1 mm looks good, so you can give the 0.1 mm input, and you can take up to note down up to 10 mm on one side, another 10 readings on one direction, another 10 10 measurements on the negative direction. That can be done. So 20 readings. the more number of readings will give you a proper graph. And when you plot the graph, you can observe that graph is almost linear, almost like a straight line, and it indicates the conclusion that can be drawn is, one is graph is linear. That is one important observation. Linear, what does it mean? Input is linearly proportional to the output. There is no random variation. So these are relatively easier to calibrate. So even if I don't, see, I have noted down 3 readings, isn't it? So what is the importance of linear calibration we should know? I can straight away, I can observe 1, 2, 3, 4, this is 0.9, 1.96, 2. I can say for 8 mm, given 8 mm 0, this can at the maximum 7.91. This is, how did I get this value is by extrapolating this, extrapolating. Please note, not all instruments behave linearly. We want linear behavior, but not all instruments behave linearly. Some of them will behave randomly. So only the calibration, actual calibration will tell us the behavior of any instrument. And LVDT is one, within given range, it behaves almost linearly. So all these things should go in our conclusion part. We should understand. Only while writing, you can write 2-3 lines. Yeah, LVDT was calibrated within this range, 0 to 10 mm. Second, readings were noted down. Third, the maximum error was so much. Fourth important is, the graph was plotted and it was found out to be linearly variant, which means that the input-output relation is linear in case of LVDT. So this should complete our LVDT experiment. I thank you all. We will upload this experiment to you in a PDF version. I request you to write down the experiment, AM apparatus procedure. You can also note down these 4 readings for the time being, and with 4 readings you plot the graph. Once you conduct the experiment actually in the lab here, you can note down the remaining readings and complete the graph and upload them on your Google Classroom. Okay, and you will be writing down those journals, and finally when it is asked for you to submit, you can bind those experiments together. You have 5 on measurement side and 7 on metrology side, 7 plus 5, 12 experiments that you will be binding and submitting it to the concerned faculty. I think I have made all the points very clear. Thank you all. Good day. Stay safe.